Mealy, or Amelia as they called her by then, wanted to show the world that women could also do things that everyone thought only men could do. She did learn to fly, and she had the courage to set goals and do many great things. For example, Amelia became the first woman to fly across the Atlantic Ocean. She had many other record-breaking flights too. Her last big adventure started in the spring of 1937. She wanted to be the first person to fly around the world at the equator. And even though she did not make it quite all the way, because of her courage, she became an inspiration to people everywhere. And for that, Amelia Earhart became a hero.
Just a ship out on the ocean, a speck against the sky. Amelia Earhart flying sad that day, with her partner Captain Noonan on the 2nd of July. Her plane fell in the ocean far away. Happy landing to you, Amelia Earhart. Farewell, First Lady of the Air.
She sets an altitude record in an autogyro. Soon she's aloft again to capture a new women's transcontinental speed record. In 1935, she sails for Hawaii on an announced pleasure trip with her husband, publisher George Putnam. The public wonders why she has taken her plane along. Amelia Earhart put speculation to an end when she flew home, becoming the first to solo from Hawaii to California.
This Lockheed Vega is a replica of Amelia Earhart's. In 1932, Amelia Earhart used the Lockheed Vega 5B to set the records as the first woman to make a solo flight across the Atlantic Ocean and across the United States. Amelia bought her Lockheed Vega in 1930. In 1935, she also used the Lockheed Vega to make the first solo flight from Hawaii to California. Amelia Earhart and her husband George Putnam took a cruise to Hawaii along with her plane. This plane was a 6-passenger monoplane built by the Lockheed Company starting in 1927. A monoplane is an aircraft that has a fixed wing and is powered by propellers or jets. This type of plane became famous for its use by many record-breaking pilots. This model was originally intended to serve Lockheed's own airline routes. It could not be used for its intended purpose because it was too small for airline use. This plane is built from sheets of plywood over wooden ribs. Only 64 Vega 5s were built. Amelia Earhart sold her Lockheed Vega 5B in 1933 after purchasing the new Lockheed Vega 5C. Amelia Earhart attempted the world autogyro altitude record. An autogyro is a cross between a helicopter and a plane. The frame of most autogyros from the late 1920s through the mid-1930s looks similar to the 1928 Velimanoukou airplane, except that they have a propeller similar to the ones on helicopters. Some autogyros have wings similar to airplane wings. The Velimanoukou has one engine and room for 2 people. Unlike the Velimanoukou, most autogyros in Amelia Earhart's time can only fit 1 person. This plane is a single-wing plane. It was one of the first planes the general public could buy. It was sold as, quote, the ultimate plane for the private owner, unquote. Its frame is made of wood and shell covered with canvas. Modern autogyros are the same thing as helicopters. The 99s, Inc. is an international organization of women pilots started by Amelia Earhart and 99 other aviatrix to promote flying and the advancement of women in aviation. Amelia Earhart founded the 99s in 1929. Amelia Earhart was trained at Kinner Field in Los Angeles. Other women and her patients in the Spadina Military Hospital in Canada inspired her to become a pilot because they were World War I flight veterans. Amelia Earhart influenced women because she was a role model and did many things women usually did not do, such as flying and becoming a pilot. She is still remembered today because she is a pioneer in women's aviation and she went against the traditional social norms for women in the 1920s and 30s. Amelia Earhart's biggest accomplishment is the combination of her aviation records and showing women they could do more and make a change. Amelia Earhart advanced the field of aviation by showing what was possible with aviation and that women were as capable as men carrying out aviation accomplishments. Amelia Earhart made her living having sponsors and working many jobs to help pay for her lessons and her record flights. Amelia Earhart funded the 99s Inc. International Organization of Women Pilots to make women aware of their capabilities and the possibilities of advancement in aviation. Even though Amelia Earhart influenced many women to make a change, and many did, there are still some areas